Riften is where they make Blackbriar mead, isn't it? I think we should stop by the brewery, see where the magic happens.
Wait, I know you. Can I argue with that?
Brynjolf, eh? Let me guess. He just plucked you off the street and dropped you into the thick of things without telling you which way is up. Am I right? See, that kind of attitude comes from someone who wants to get rich and stay alive long enough to enjoy it. We're going to get along nicely. So, if you've got the nerve, I've got plenty of extra jobs to help get the guild back on its feet. Look around you. The flagon, the guild, it's all falling apart. A few decades ago, this place was as busy as the Imperial City. Now, you'll be lucky if you don't trip over a skeever instead. Look, I know the others think I'm a bit daft for saying stuff like this, but I'm gonna give it you straight. Something out there is piss-drunk mad at us. I don't know who or what it is, but it's beyond just you and me. We've been cursed. I'll tell you what we do. We spit in that curse's face and turn things around down here. Put things back the way they were. That's where you come in. I've got plenty of work available that could guide us down the road to recovery. All you need to do is ask, and we can both come out of this smelling like a rose. Watch yourself out there. The mercenaries Arengoth hired are trained killers. Just ask our poor little Vex. Years ago, the guild used to have a foothold in every major city in Skyrim. You wouldn't dare even lift an apple without checking with us. When things started going downhill around here, it became difficult to keep it all together. We lost fences, influential contacts, and coin. It wasn't long before we lost what we depend on to survive. Respect. By doing these extra jobs and putting some fear into the people, we can take back the cities and start being taken seriously once again. Thanks to Maven Blackbriar, we still have some pull in Riften, but get arrested in Whiterun and you'll be tossed right into the prisons. If we gain the confidence of someone very influential who lives there by doing a unique job for them, we'll be able to have some leverage there too. The only way we get that special job is by doing smaller ones in those cities until we catch their ear. Then they'll contact me and we're off. If you're looking to get some coin for the fruits of your labour, you should talk to Tanelia. She sounds tough, but she'll cut you a fair deal. I also suggest you spend some time in the training room. Just talk to Vipper. He'll show you around. Bloody good timing. Just got some more clients. Just remember the rules. Keep it clean and keep it quiet. Here's the details.
Greetings, sister.
Jewelry, legendary, are going.
Watch what you're doing!
So you're the new recruit, huh?
Well, looks like you and I are gonna have to get very well acquainted. I'm the fence down here. You come by anything you don't exactly own, and I'll pay you some coin for it. Minus a little slice for the guild, of course. I can also provide a few supplies useful to our trade now and again, for a small fee. Good. Then there isn't much more to say. Here's your armor. Just make sure you put it to good use. Well, you could always speak to Delvin or Vex if you're looking for extra work. Or if you're looking for training, we've got plenty of it down here. Delvin, Vex, Neruin, and Viper can give you a leg up on that. Vekel and me, we have a thing going. Try anything with him and it'd be bad for your health. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Before we begin, I want to make two things perfectly clear. One, I'm the best infiltrator this rat hole of a guild's got. So if you think you're here to replace me, you're dead wrong. And two, you follow my lead and do exactly as I say. No questions, no excuses. Now you I like. I've been getting sick of the pushovers that usually walk in here. I think you and I are gonna get along just fine. Now it's time to get your feet wet, and I don't want to waste a lot of time talking about anything but business. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for you. We're in a bad way down here. Who knows? Old Delvin thinks it's some kind of curse. I think he's crazy. If you want my opinion, I'd say it's just plain old bad luck. You can get out there and start making a name for us again. Make them start fearing us like they did long ago. And while you're at it, make a little bit of coin on the side. Not a bad deal, eh? Alright, if you get arrested, don't blame it on me. Been a while since I've seen one of those. What you've got there is a stone of Baron Zaya. Not like that, it isn't. The stone was pried off of Baron Zaya's ceremonial crown by a thief in order to cover his tracks. I think there were 24 in all. Most people keep them as a curiosity. Some of the guild members have tried to locate them over the years, but they haven't been successful. Well, until now. Look, I only buy things I can turn around quickly for a profit. And no one wants these stones unless they have the whole set. Tell you what, if you find the rest of them, talk to me again. Otherwise, keep it. Maybe it'll bring you luck. Yeah, I did. That wood elf's wit. He's a lot smarter than I expected. Can you believe that fetcher had more than tripled the guard? There must have been 8 of them in there. It was like he was daring us to come and get him. Well, there's an old sewer tunnel that dumps into the lake on the northwest side of the island. That's how I slipped in there. Should still be unguarded. Are you kidding me? Ever since the guild's luck turned sour, we haven't had a coin to our name. And when the coin dried up, that's when people started to leave. We had the best of everything down here. The Ratway was a damn palace. The only way this place will ever return to its glory days is if we can finish these extra jobs and start the gold flowing again. The Flagon was once a city beneath the city. We had our own smith, our own alchemist, you name it. If we can make a name for ourselves in Skyrim once again, I can almost promise you those merchants would return. Best of all, we'd have enough gold to throw around so we could start living in the lap of luxury again. If you're ever in need of some quick coin for items you find on the job, Tanelia is the best fence around. And besides myself, Delvin, Neruin, and Viper can help you with any sort of training you might need to sharpen your skills. I bet you are. Which one do you want? Good. Just remember the order. Do job first, get drunk second. Now take this and go.
So, you're Brynjolf's new protege, eh? Huh. Is that so? Well, you don't look like much to me. It's one thing to say you've got the skills to be a thief. It's another to actually use them. I don't know about the others, but I sure am glad to see a fresh face down here. The flagon used to be packed every night with the boys from the guild. But now, look at it. Last few years have been pretty bad. I've almost closed this place up. Now that you mention it, there is. I have a buyer with, shall we say, a very odd taste in literature, looking for some particular books. I'm told they're the ravings of a madman, a wizard named Arundel, and his peculiar craving. It's said to be spread across 4 volumes and very hard to come by. My client is offering quite a reward for them, which I'd split with you. Then we have a deal. In his later years, Arundel moved into some ice caves known as Ingvild. He preferred the solitude in which to perform his, experiments. Recently, a woman was found, naked and shivering along the road to Dawnstar. The only information the guard could get from her were tales of strange experiments, and Arundel scribbling in his journals. Splendid. There's a house. Very well. Just let me know. Only rumors. He used to have a home in Dawnstar until they burned it down. The people say he was doing unspeakable experiments on reanimation. Rituals only a necromancer would perform. After he made for Ingvild, he was never heard from again. There's no handouts here. And don't cause trouble. Simple as that. Good. Then we'll get along famously. Trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing. Until next time.
Brisbane, home of the Temple of Mara. We're having discounts together.
Hey!
Are you prepared to die?
Is someone there? Damn you!
You're nothing but a joke.
You're fighting me and I'll tear you to pieces. You can't win.
Another victory.
True North.
Hey, watch it!
Of course you can buy me. I'll show you what I know.
I've seen a lot of thieves come and go, but I've never seen anyone as good as me. I could crack the... I've seen a lot of thieves come and go, but I've never seen anyone as good as me.
I'm the heavy hitter around here. When someone needs pushing around, I'm the one they send in. I'm the heavy hitter. I'll leave all that sneaking around nonsense to everyone else. Believe me, when I'm coming for you, you'll know it. I've busted heads for Maven Blackbriar when she wants to keep her name out of it. Pays good, so why not? Brynjolf pulled me in a few years ago. Used to run with a bandit clan in the Pale. Turns out I didn't like them, and they didn't like me. So we parted with... Brynjolf said the guild was lacking some muscle, so I joined up.
I am in the way, but I am sorry.
You have better things to do than disturb me? This better be important. I'm quite busy. I'd like to know why you're wasting time asking about it when you should already be on your way.
Excuse me, my friend.
Don't disappoint me.
There is no need to push.
Of course you can buy me a drink. You didn't even say a word. I heard you loud.
Nobody.
You're already dead. It's not quite good in the heart. That the best you got there? Hands? I'm gonna crush you like a bug. Enough! This ends now. You don't stand a chance. You know you want me, wench. You can't hide from me. I'm gonna kill you.
I'll kill you if I have to.
I'll tear you to pieces.
Come here, little mouse.
Come here, come here, come here, come here!
Bucket, knife,
That's close enough.
book, ink pot, stone.
Gonna eat well tonight, my darling.
I think.
Ink pot, stone, bucket, book, knife.
nothing that's too...
done well.
If you're unsure of where to go after this, I say we flip a coin.
Got
Heads,
something I'm supposed to
we go to the tavern. Tails, we go to the tavern.
Yes. There's a new museum.
think the big crowd gave birth to a lot of little ones, then died of exhaustion. Having a brood of little nippers must be tiring.
I can take you.
My friend here will take your goods.
Last mistake.
I won't go back to
I can't stand things. Snow on the land. Of course,
Well met. Seems like a noble cause. I'll look it over. The trees, they're beautiful here. The fall forest makes me miss my childhood. Playing among the towering trees in Valenwood and living with my brethren. This place, it reminds me of autumn at home. But seeing the sorry state of this city almost makes me regret my decision to leave my home when my apprenticeship completed. Back in Valenwood, I was fortunate enough to be guided by one of Sylvanar's master armorers until he passed. On his deathbed, my master urged me to take over his business, but I decided against it. I chose to wander Tamriel instead. Now, here I am, working for this dreary city's fishery. I sometimes wonder why I don't just move on. Oh, it's not so terrible. I actually find the work quite relaxing. Don't worry. I promise you I can handle it, but your concern is quite flattering.
I trust you're not planning any trouble. What can I do for you, friend?
You lost? Work? I suppose you can call it that. I call it slavery. I work my fingers to the bone keeping this disgusting place clean. Ever since my parents died and Helga took me in, it's been a nightmare. How was I to know she was such a wretched woman? So now I'm stuck living here, while those pigs she calls customers grope me and say the most awful things. Thank you. Blessings upon you too. It's not just the work, it's everything about her. She's disgusting. I think she takes her worship of Dibella a bit too seriously. Do you know she's slept with 3 different men in the last month alone? What kind of woman would do such a thing? Just for once, I'd like to see her squirm, to rub her nose in it. Actually, there is. But I don't think I could get away with doing it. She'd kill me if she found out. You see, I happen to know, after she makes love, she gives her partner a token of her affection, called a Mark of Dibella. If you confront her with 3 of the marks, she'd be so embarrassed. Well, I don't know what she'd do.
Oh my, that's hardly a challenge.
Oh, this is going to be great! You need to get the marks of Dibella from Bolli, Hofgrir, and Indaren. Not sure how you're going to do that, but try your best. Then just confront Helga with them, and the rest works itself out. You're right. They say there's nothing a Nord woman can't do if she puts her mind to it.
Hey, Savannah.
I'll teach them all to talk to me that way. Thanks. Here, this is for you. Sorry about the mess. Keeping this place clean is quite a chore. But the bunkhouse isn't an inn. I'd recommend the Bee and Barb. Farewell.
Hello, friend. Oh, interesting. I'll read it this evening.
I think we should stop by the brewery.
No, I'm not. Looks like we've got something in common then. But I'm beginning to think leaving Mournhold was a mistake. If Riften is the best Skyrim has to offer, remain vigilant and don't trust anyone.
Hey, don't look at me that way. So what if I have a problem? I know how to deal with it. Who are you to judge me? Mara only helps those who can afford her tithes. This is nonsense. My Nwah of a father thought he could pull my strings, continue the Halalu tradition. Pah! I left all that nonsense behind. Maramal thinks he's so smart. Tells me that Mara will cleanse the filth. Mara only helps those who can afford her tithes.
Please help me. I'm going to lose my job at the Riften Fishery. My job at the Riften Fishery is in danger. The owner, Bolli, said that if I show up for work in this condition one more time, then I'm out. I don't mean to do this to myself, but I can't help it. I tried some skooma a year ago, and ever since then, I can't stop. If you could give me a healing potion, I could cleanse this poison from my body and get back to my life. Your kindness will never be forgotten. Here, take this. It's all I can offer you for what you've given me. Did you bring anything? The pain. I'm not sure what it's made from, but I can tell you that once you've had a taste, you'll never crave anything else. The Dunmer came up with the stuff a long time ago. Very illegal and very hard to come by. I got mine off a merchant ship in Solitude. Worst mistake I ever made. You have no idea what it's like to have everything. Then watch it all disappear. Oh, my aching head. Why do I do this to myself? I wouldn't even clean my tail with this trash. Bolli is a good man. He pays us well. I used to work at the Blackbriar Meadery, but Indaren and I never saw eye to eye. That elf has no patience at all. It's probably for the best anyway. I'm far better at fishing than working in a meadery. Any healing potion will do.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Why won't Helga acknowledge me? That's an odd and brusque way to address a stranger now, isn't it? Yes, I understand. Curiosity is the driving force in many of our lives, and the failure to sate it can lead to many a frustration. Sometimes I think it's best to just sit down and read about other people's adventures instead. What about you? Do you enjoy the art of reading? You and me both. Too many people see books as practical tools to boost their acumen, but pass over the wealth of wisdom held within each story. Others will read a story but miss the point entirely. Stories about Daedra, for instance, are not about Daedra. They are meant to show us the grotesqueness of man. I'm not a friend, I'm a suitor. If only I could convince her to see me as such. And follow a bunch of Argonians? Talk about your sloppy seconds. No offense. Yes, it's not like I don't have friends that are Argonian. Real ones, not the imaginary kind people make up to hide their prejudice. I can even tell you their names. Wujita's a kind soul, and a good fisherman, at least when she isn't offering favors for skooma. Kirava and Talon J are the personification of true love, something we all aspire to achieve. Marry Helga. Now there's a frightening thought. Oh no, I assure you my intentions are entirely puerile. I want to bed her. I want to dip my face in her ample bosom and make crude animal noises. I want to taste her apple pie, eat her sweet roll, and now I'm hungry. Not entirely. There are two heads at play here. One sees this as training, no different than becoming a bard or mastering the sword. The other's goal is fairly self-explanatory, but if you like I can explain it for you with pictures and shadow puppets. Don't remind me of that place. I saved up all my gold, traveled to the opposite end of Skyrim, and what did they tell me? The sisters are communing with Debella and can't be disturbed. I've never heard a worse excuse in all my years. Oh no, I'm not going through that again. Helga is right here, and by all accounts not a picky woman. It's well known that Helga is what ruffians call a very loose woman. Man, mer, dwarven centurion, they say she takes all who are willing. Somehow I managed to be excluded from this special fraternity. All right then.
Are you feeling sick? Hello there. I'll read it. Thank you. Don't trust anyone. Travel safe.
If you want my opinion on Blackbriar Mead, I have nothing...
If you're ever in the market, I deal in specialty goods for Morrowind at one of the staff. Mara can't help me. No one can.
Anything you can find would be of great help. Good luck.
If it's a mercenary you're looking for, you found him. There's no stronger sword on for hire.
Skyrim. If it's best not to walk the roads of Skyrim, Wallace.
Mudcrabs are fascinating creatures, don't you think? Thank you. I don't know if you care about my study, but you seem handy. I could use some assistance with work from the fishery. Here's your reward, and the key to the fishery. Have you met our master angler? He could show you a few tricks.
You know Bellathor's shop in Whiterun? That'd be a good place to start. He carries all sorts of things like that.
Zarya in Falkreath asked for a glassfish. Smells like there is more to it, but maybe you can get something nice out of it.
It's all in this note. All right, then.
We're one of the same kind, you and I. I'm glad to have met you. I heard a traveler say that Helgen was destroyed by one of those creatures. Didn't leave a soul alive, they said. Be careful. These are dangerous times.
Fools!
This should be good. A fight!
I'm getting out of here.
I cannot miss you!
Home of the Temple of Mara, where happiness comes to town.
Need something? You've done well. Thank you. Here, this is for you. Until next time.
The Imperials think we need their laws.
You should probably be in bed. You're looking a bit under the weather. Nice to finally meet someone who can follow simple instructions. Here's your reward, as promised. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to get back to work.
We should get you cured of that illness.
This is a quaint little land. I wonder if they have a bar.
Yeah!
Is the moonlight found?
My whiskers are easy.
Ah, greetings, fellow traveler. I apologize for my singing. I didn't realize I had an audience. I sometimes fashion myself a bard or a sword singer of legend. It's more ominous than beautiful, but I suppose its melody won't lack for suitors. Maybe not now, but in time. No, I imagine it isn't. Few have ever heard it, and even fewer understand what it's about. Some say it's a quiet song of glory, while others will tell you it tells the loudest of tragedies. You see, to be a companion, to be part of the circle, one must give up a piece of their humanity. It was not something I was willing to give. So I left my shield brothers and sisters and set out on my own. I figured I needed the time to myself, and I've grown weary of saying goodbye. I'm almost scared to ask, but too curious not to. What exactly is worth giving up your humanity? No one will ever ask you to make such a choice. You might as well say you wouldn't trade it for anything. No. And it has nothing to do with the circle. That's why I left, but there's a different reason why I won't return. When I was a child, I thought of nothing else but joining the fabled companions. Not out of some desire to be a hero, but because I believed there was no safer place to live than inside the great mead hall of Yavaska. I remember kneeling on the steps, drenched in wet rags, the clouds practically screaming the rain. I must have looked so pitiful, begging Skjor to take me in. Yet it wasn't pity he gave me, but scorn. "Who do you think we are, girl?" he said. "Yavaska is not an orphanage." And he was right. All my life I'd sought the protection of others, when I should have been learning to protect myself. You have it backwards. Nobody got in my way, I got in theirs. I once travelled with a companion. You might even call him a friend. For years I would rely on him for food, for warmth, and for someone to talk to. But what if the day came when I couldn't summon his aid? And then what would become of me? No, that wasn't going to be my fate. The wolves will recruit any fighter who is strong and virtuous, for there are few in this world who are both. My chance came about 7 summers ago, when the city held a tournament to celebrate the birth of the Jarl's son. I was a girl not even flowered, and the crowd behind me laughed and jeered when I requested to enter my name on the archers list. But all went silent when Jarl and Greymane vouched for me, and paid for my entrance with a dagger from the Skyforge. From his view atop the Skyforge, he'd seen me grow from a child who could barely knock an arrow to one who could bullseye a flea. He watched me train outside Yavaska day and night, in the chills of winter and the rains of spring, so that I could one day earn my way inside. And on that day, there was not an archer in Whiterun whose aim was more true. Not Aethys or Irileth, not even Ayla the Huntress would best me. I was fortunate. Ayla's a more skillful archer than I, but on that day she was not at her best, and I was never better. Hardly. In my time with the wolves, I did a lot of small favors, pest control, muscle jobs, or hunting down petty thieves. As someone who spent half her life in the slums and the other half tracking and hunting forest game, this work came easy. Unfortunately, raiding caves, Draugr crypts, ghost ships, and spider dens are another matter entirely. True, but there is a certain type of skill set you need to survive as an adventurer. You need to know which mushrooms are food and which ones are poison. You have to learn how to sleep on a bed of rock and with one eye open. And, as a hunter, you have to get used to the idea of being prey. The worst part is, you might spend a week in some crypt and have no treasure to show for it. So you also have to learn to handle disappointment. Yet it's not the size of a cave that worries me, but what lives inside it. Particularly the caves marked by the Falmer. The Falmer marked the entrance to their caves with a sculpture of painted bones. I'm repulsed by it, but I don't think I could venture into a cave if I wasn't sure those things weren't looming beneath. The markings help. I grew up in a poor village outside of Whiterun. It was very small, but full of children and as such, full of life. They said when we played in the yard, the peals of laughter rang all the way to Dragon's Reach. Yet, when I think about that village, I can never hear it. I listen for it, train my ears toward the darkness. But what comes out isn't laughter. There were screams that night. So many screams. The Falmer took my mother, they took my father. They tried to take me. Before she took me in, my mother used to light a single sconce by my bed to ward off the dark. I remember the way the light wrapped around its face, how it stood there, tracing its mouth with its tongue. I'm sorry. No more talk about the Falmer. They're foul creatures, and if I never see another, it will be too soon. Nothing. Just the usual trinkets surrounded by corpses, blood and bones. The bandit corpse over there is still fresh. Looks like I arrived here before the wolves could desecrate it. The face on that one looked familiar. I almost thought it was someone I knew. A friend's, cousin's, uncle or something. What does that make us? Strangers. But even the death of a stranger seems like something worth mourning. I agree. While I believe that every dead man deserves to be mourned, I don't believe I'm the one who should mourn them. Resent is probably too strong of a word. My time with the wolves was disappointing, but only because I had a false impression of who they were. As a child, I thought they could protect me. As a woman, I thought they would groom me. It was naive to think so. Wolves may run in packs, but there's a hierarchy, and a competitive one. Whatever skill or strength I gained, I earned on my own. All right then. Use that skill, maybe. I'll just pretend I'm not here. love and become my son. Oh, by dawn you Lord, so high. And so the pack was born again, as the wolf of your escape. In light, in sudden death, is the moonlight bound.
Hello, friend. I can teach you a few things. Take care, friend. Good to see you again, friend. With the soldiers all fighting in the war, there's nobody to hunt. I miss those days when you could walk the roads in peace. My wife's a good woman. She can be a little hard-headed sometimes, but I love her just the same. I'm a mercenary. You tried mercenary work? It might suit you. Got a loving wife, my daughter. Sometimes I miss the soldier's life, but when I hold my daughter in my arms, I know I made a good choice.
Welcome to Bellathor's General Goods. Welcome indeed. Ah, good to see you. Trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing. Now that I think of it, there's nobody to hunt down the bandits. I'm sure you can handle some bandits, right? Thank you. I will not forget this. Well, there might be nothing to it, but I've heard that Freya Greymane is convinced that the Battleborns have abducted one of her sons.
Yes. I study corpses. I am, after all, a priestess of Kinnereth. On the contrary, I'm doing independent research on the nature of death. If we can better understand how an injury or illness kills, we'll be more adept at applying a remedy. Although, given the state of the temple, I can see why you'd mistake a healer for an undertaker. I do find humor deflects the more unsavory aspects of handling bodies. For instance, in Eastmarch, there's a priestess of Arcane named Helgerd. She was a lot funnier than me. She could pinpoint the cause of death by studying the corpse's exterior. She could determine the time by markers of decay. 2 reasons, really. The Temple of Kinnereth, and the ample supply of bodies. It allows me to conduct my research while still upholding my duties as a priestess. Of course, the corpses here aren't the only specimens worth study. There's also the men. A courier was found dead on the road west towards Rorikstead. On him was a letter. He didn't say who from. Guards have been telling travelers to watch the skies. In the past 2 weeks, 2 separate adventurers have been felled by mudcrabs. An archer in the bannered mare mocked Uthgard's figure. She proceeded to pummel him to death. Sense was not an arrow he had in his quiver. A summoner attempted to conjure up one of the guards a warm bed. They both burned to death. Trolls savagely beat a man near Chilfaro Farm. He died, but not before they managed to gnaw off half his face. And before you ask, no, it wasn't Nazim. A bard was attacked on the road simultaneously by an angry bear and a hive of bees. It seems they knew all about him and his honeyed words. Plenty. You just have to ask the right questions. Sorry, that's an old necromancer joke. I couldn't resist. Basically, I need test subjects for my restoration research. The dead tell me how certain ailments work. Unfortunately, unlike exterior damage, it's difficult to pinpoint injuries and disease that happen within. You have to dissect the body and look for patterns. Then you compare the results with healthy bodies that died from more obvious wounds. I never implied my work was solely on the dead. I used to experiment on small animals. I'd make cuts in multiple locations and attempt to heal only one of the incisions. If the spell succeeded, I would compare the result to a traditional healing spell, as well as the amount of magicka required to cast it. But this presented a new dilemma. Trapping wild animals isn't as easy as opening a coffin. There's also the matter of the screaming. Animals can be quite obnoxious when cut or burned. It's as if they don't understand the concept of research. I didn't take pleasure from the experiments, nor do I take any joy from hurting myself, but I feel I'm too close to stop now. It is a small sacrifice. I can hardly call it one. If you wish to see real sacrifice, talk to John Battleborn. That man aims to give up his family for love. Now there's an impressive subject. Currently I'm deducing the nature of poison. It seems that regardless of the substance, The body has a threshold which cannot be surpassed. This can vary depending on the substance. For instance, the toxicity of nightshade is far higher than that of jasbay grapes. A jasbay grape, on the other hand, can leave you susceptible to destruction magic. All things, when consumed in enough quantity, can kill. It is. There's a story, in fact, of a man who drank from a fountain that was rumored to restore youth. An elderly man, he consumed water from dawn until dusk, until his stomach bloated like a gourd. The sun hadn't set when the man collapsed and died. It turns out he succumbed to water poisoning. For him, water was the source of all death. Similarly, as poison is in the dose, mortality is bound to time. A simple cut, if allowed to fester, can be fatal. While some areas are more tolerant than others, preventing death is simply a matter of restoring a wound within that set window. That's why efficiency is crucial in the field. Many deaths happen because there's simply not enough time to find a healer. I've always had a soft spot for sailors and travelers, for whom Kinnereth is the matron. They would often visit the temples and pay homage and tend to their wounds. I marveled at these strange visitors from faraway lands, and the priestess whose touch could bind cuts, soften bruises, and solder bones. But what intrigued me most of all was the concept of pain. It was pain that brought these men to the temple first, and the tavern second. The smart ones anyway. The others came too when the ale failed to cure them. Not one of my best. In any case, the point is this. Injury did not eventuate healing. Pain did. Without it, there's nothing to alert us of danger. And sometimes it acts in neither's best interests. But what fun would that be if it didn't? There's 3 types of research. The first is done purely for knowledge. The college mages fall into this category. The second is driven by agenda, the most common of which are money and war. Mostly money, but war's a close second. The third is altruistic, or more specifically, in service to the gods. My research follows no banner. It serves the will of the gods and the protection of all those who worship them. If my research is used for war, then I'm not to blame, even if I'm partly responsible. I trust that people are inherently good, because if mortals are corrupt, then it makes little difference what one person does. True, both healing spells and potions restore the body as a whole, but most of this energy seems wasted in the process. By concentrating its effects at a specific area rather than the body as a whole. For a master of restoration, sure, the point is moot. Even a grand healing spell is but a portion of their magicka reserve. But for a novice mage or spell sword, the amount saved on magicka potions alone could be substantial. I have no doubt it would, but I don't like support. And Skyrim has no shortage of test subjects. Farewell.
So has you sold or bought the banner mare yet?
Useless.
Were you trying to hit me? Doesn't look like you did.
Ow.
another wanderer. Have I done something to make you bother me? The only grown-ups who talk to me are the kind I don't want talking to me. Have I done something to make you bother me? Until next time.
Excellent. You've done us a great service. Here is your reward. I serve Jarl Balgruuf as steward. Enjoy your visit to Dragon's Reach.
You are a welcome guest, but you must still respect the rules of the Jarl's household.
Yes?
good friend. Here, take this.
What is yours is mine. I'm thinking you look ill. Okay? Let us get back to it. Let me give you some room.
The Bard's College offers a formal education. It's like painting by numbers. No true bard, or skald for that matter, would dare learn that way.
Speak to me. Pooling our resources. If you need anything else, just ask.
Some people know me as Scar the Magnificent. I'll follow you. Everyone else will follow me.
We've stopped. What is it? Of course. Let's go.
Excuse me, my friend. Are we staying here for a while? I find the air here pleasant. I am in your way. I am sorry. Excuse me, my friend.
Pickpocket! 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 Think you can steal from... What do you think you're... Pickpocket!
right? The wind blows bitter cold in this. Lucky. Grace.
What do you think you're doing?
Damn it. Sensed fire. I seem to be burning. I think I would make a great sea captain. I can...
That'll teach him.
I'll guard you into pieces!
Time to end this little game.
Greetings.
How does it feel like?
Who are they with? More of the Emissaries' Treaty enforcers? No, they're High Mages, just in from Elysium. What was that?
There you are.
Traitor Stenberg! There you are!
Somebody help!
I will flay the flesh from your bones. I'll get you!
I'll tear you to pieces.
Someone do something.
Did you see those rogues march in this morning? Who are they with? More of the Emissaries' Treaty enforcers? No, they're High Mages, just in from Aladin. I guess himself is finally getting worried about all the dragon attacks. Ah, good. I've been wondering how we're supposed to defend this place. If it just... and does show.
Get away. Go out before I change my mind.
Might give us enough time to kill it. Ha! I'd like to see those arrogant bastards taken down a notch. Always looking down their noses. You don't stand a chance.
On your knees, worm! That's your best, huh? But I need that money. I earned it. I have my own expenses, you know.
Do not pursue.
You must be new.
Useful. We don't not presume. We have other informants who are less offensive.
No one else has brought you such valuable information, have they?
Etienne, he's top peasant. He knows what an old man is. You're not. Nah, I don't think so. Until... next time. Come here. You fool. You don't stand a chance.
Give up.
Yeah.
More than that. Flesh from your bones.
No!
I'll kill you!
All you've got makes you good.
I'm still here. Let's go.
We heading out? Let me just get my... Goodbye.
You like a bug.
What was that? You fool. You don't stand a chance. Is someone there? No more! I need... What was that? God, no!
Good enough.
What does a fellow need to do? Allow me to introduce myself. Rosalan, imports and exports. My friend. And none of the waiters will bring me a drink. Afraid I'll cause another scene, I suppose.
Welcome. I don't believe. And you are? Ah, yes. Please, tell me more about yourself. What brings you to this... to Sky? I hope you're enjoying yourself. Of course not. One does not gather the most important men and women of Skyrim, and then serve them cheap ale and stale. This is only a taste of the benefits that accrue to those that align themselves with Thalmor interests. One of my main... I also oversee the activities of the Thalmor Justiciars throughout Skyrim, although this has been most unfortunate. As long as the Empire continues to uphold its treaty obligations, my government does not concern itself with the internal politics of Skyrim.
What can I get for you?
See ya. These parties are a great way to earn a little extra money.
College offers a formal education. Like painting by number, go to a bar, or stone, dare.
You can sell off that junk at bits and pieces. dragons in the storm. Cloaks, these are troubling.
My friend, Skyrim is a big and often confusing place. We are bound to lose each other from time to time. Never fear, that map you have is special. Let me show you. My brother once found one just like it on the remains of some poor old adventurer in Citadel. It does not only mark locations, it can also show the position of items and people too. Watch this. Where are you, Inigo? There! See? I have placed myself on your map. If we find ourselves separated, all you need to do is look me up. Pretty fantastic, eh? No problem. I am always happy to help. What is yours is mine. If you need anything else, just ask.
You, in the chair. Don't get up. I swear on the gods, I will push you over if you do. Oh no, you're getting up, aren't you? Money. I will pay you money to stay in the chair. And those people down there. I never liked them anyway. I'm happy they're dead. Please, just don't hurt me. Why is this happening? All I ever wanted was to learn a little magic, maybe smite a few enemies. You'll do that? But why? You're not a slaver, are you? By the crone, you are! Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear! Run!
The rest of today is out there beyond the mist. Let us go get it.
You, in the chair. Don't get up. I swear on the gods, I will push you over if you do. Oh no, you've gotten up. Why is this happening? All I ever wanted was to learn a little magic, maybe smite a few enemies. So you're not one of the bandits? But that means you're trespassing here now. Just like a bandit. I'm too pretty to die. Run! You, in the chair. Don't get up. I swear on the gods, I will push you over if you do. Why is this happening? All I ever want... Do you mean it? You're not trying to make me let my guard down, are you? Oh no, I just did. Run! You, in the chair. Don't get up. I swear on the gods, I will push you over if you do. Oh no, you've gotten up. Why is this happening? All I ever wanted was to learn a little magic, maybe smite a few enemies. Tell my... Run! You, in the chair. Don't get up. I swear on the gods, I will push you over if you do. Oh no. Why is this happening? All I ever wanted was to learn a little. You'll do that? But why? You're not a slaver, are you? By the crone you are. Run!
Need something? Until next time.
Not impressed. I submit.
Good to see you. Very good, ma'am. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
offers a formal education. It's like painting by numbers. No true bard, or stone for that matter, dare learn to play.
Am I invisible?
I'm here to help. Of course. Let's go.
The hell my...
What is on your mind? Go ahead, ask away. All set?